Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Seaside to Superstars. We've got two really big games coming up today in our quest for playoff qualification, so let's jump straight into it. So I've played a few matches off camera. I've actually created a bit of a highlights video that released before this, so I'll add a link to this video now for that, so you can go watch the highlights of that. Rather than me talk about them, you can actually go and see the highlights of the games. I'm going to do that a bit more often. That'll be like a bonus episode, rather than spend ages in these episodes going over the results, etc. You can go and catch the highlights if you want to see them, if you're a bit more invested in the save. I just need to work out how to get a link in. I've never done that before. So yeah, Charlie Reeney's got himself banned because he's a plonker. That was a really nasty tackle in one of the matches that you can catch in the highlights episode. I've let a couple of players leave, so where are we? Transfer history, released players. Joe Young and Will Jackson have both gone. I may have already told you about them too, but they've buggered off. So we've got two tough matches today, in Rugby, who are 7th, Sheffield, who are 2nd, and then next episode we're going to go straight into the next two, which are Carlton, who are 5th, and Basingstoke, who are 3rd. So we've got the teams that are all around us. Obviously, I know Rugby's 7th, but they can still catch us, and it's really, really, really close to... well, qualification is close. Glossop's a little bit further away, but there's 3 points separating these 6 teams here. So I thought these would be interesting games to watch. We've got Reeney suspended, but he only came in as a replacement anyway. Cropper's back, which is good. And that's really it. My squad's getting smaller now, but I have got the wage bill back under control by releasing those 2 players. Should have probably done it sooner, but never mind. Hopefully we'll get into the playoffs, get promoted and get some money in the bank. I'm not sure how much promotion to the Vanarama leagues gets you, but it's got to be more than what we're getting in this level. Just need to build a reputation so we can get that sponsorship money in. One thing I have decided to do to try and speed the videos up is where it's between match speed during text only highlights. I'm just going to put it on fastest it can be, because I don't read it anyway, and it saves big long pauses of no highlights going on then. We're playing it around nicely in midfield. Cropper gets forward. It's a good ball out wide to Lofthouse. That's a poor cross though. There's no one there for that one. Boyling's going to throw that forward to Humphreys. These tough games. These really need to be trying to pull out as best performances. Oh, people standing off him a little bit. We're only a minute into game, so my screens have changed again, which is lovely. See how quickly that got to the next highlight then. We have had matches where there's just been like 20 minutes with no highlights, and I'm just sat here. There's like not a lot to talk about or commentate on, so I figured the text only bits, let's just fly through it. It'll shorten the videos as well. Lofthouse. Oh, he's down, it's a penalty. Come on lads, let's convert this. I think it's Mitchell to step up. Good penalty, sends the keeper the wrong way. We're 1-0 up against one of us promotion rivals. We can still get top, it's not out of his reach, so that's something else to look at. Lofthouse, that's headed clear. Stewart picks it up, Mitchell's out. Shot from distance, but it's just over the bar. I'm trying to alter my screens here. Good save, Shibek. The Welsh guy with the Polish name. Lofthouse. He's round his man. He's into the box again. He's selfish. Right, I'm going to sort these out, because I don't know why they keep altering, but never mind. We're 5 behind Belper at minute, because they're drawing. Anderson. Mitchell. Somebody scramble it in. There's all sorts of stuff going off. What the hell? Eventually, the referee gives a free kick. Everybody's just sliding at each other. Well, that were comedy. That's got to be a bit of a bugging football manager that caused that there, surely. Sanderson coming up to half time. Let's try not to let them back in the game. Oh, what are you doing? Thank God Shibek's there. I said don't let them back into the game. You moron. Dear me. Come on, let's make it to half time. Adelaide. He's lost it as well. Stewart. Every time I say let's make it to half time, they get ball away. Look, doing it again. I'm not going to say that anymore. Pritchard. No, Pinchard, sorry. Bates. Lofthouse is in there. Lofthouse is a wonderful player. He's coming forward. He's beautiful finish as well. Bit selfish this time, but I'll let him off this time. The 10 fans in that stand is going absolutely mental. Lofthouse has been a wonderful acquisition, I think. I think he's been with us a couple of seasons now. Or did I sign him at the end of last? I'll have a look. Oh, defence are napping. Mitchell's stolen in the medic 3. We've scored twice in added on time at the end of the first half. Sometimes Old Lady Plays commented on one of the previous episodes and actually called us Real Skegness. Sometimes we're unplayable and then sometimes we're atrocious. Yeah, he's brand new. Coming from Oxford. It's turned into be a really, really great signing, that one. I don't know what it is with wingers. I've got one on me other save, the world tour that I'm doing in Albania. I signed a winger on that save and he's probably been signing of the season. But I've got another winger in that team who was there when I took over and he's immense as well. It must be something to do with the formations I play. Just brings out the best in the wingers. Alright, let's start looking at resting a couple of players, because into the last 15 minutes there's not been a highlight in the second half, which I don't mind. We've dominated on shots again. Lofthouse has got injured now, which is not ideal. Hopefully that's not a bad one. We'll miss him if he's out. Here we go. Cropper. Holmes. Is it the post? He's just come off the bench. Probably not quite warmed up yet, so I'll let him have that one. I've just crapped myself there because I thought my mic were muted, but for some reason the volume controls on my recording software have swapped places, so it's the desktop audio that's muted. I just nearly had a squeaky bum moment then. Brilliant game. Happy with that performance. Just hope that Lofthouse isn't out for too long now, because we've got a really big game against Sheffield next. They're second, and being from Barnsley, I would like nothing more than to beat a team from Sheffield. We are fourth though. We're into the playoffs. It's a good place to be, but I've not taken my eye off the top spot yet. It's still possible. Look, 5 points, so it's still within reach. We've got how many games left? 2, 4, 6, 8 games left. It's still within reachable distance. We've also got a cup semi-final coming up as well. Let's see how long Lofthouse is out for. 7 weeks. That's not good. He's going to miss this entire run-in. Let's see how we can get on against Sheffield. So, right before our big game against Sheffield, we've had some more bad news. Not only have we lost Kieran Lofthouse to injury, but our left-back, Sean Stewart, has decided to bugger off to #United. So, we're playing with a slightly not as good left-back now. I am looking at a potential replacement. I don't know why I've put Sam Salis on right-hand side. So yeah, there's a potential kid coming in. I'm not sure if he's good enough for the next league up, but obviously with them being on no contracts, I can just release them if they're not good enough anyway. I might end up doing a partial rebuild next season if we go up, but we shall see. I usually end up bringing in a load of signings in summer anyway, once free transfers start to pop up and kids start to get released. We've also got another issue. Who was it? Somebody. Oh, Cropper is under offer from Nuneaton, who are in the Vanarama National League. So I'm expecting him to leave. I can't see him turning down a chance of playing at National League level. So we could be looking for a right back as well before the next episode. Hopefully it's not going to cause too much disruption to the team, but we shall see. This is we can actually overtake Sheffield if we beat them. Well, we will overtake Sheffield if we beat them. So it's another big game. It's another opportunity to close that gap on Belper. Fleming, Sanderson. It's a goal. Who's missing? Sean Stewart. Who is Sean Stewart? There we go. Up into second. 4 points behind Belper at the minute as it stands. That's Cropper. Adlard makes it 2. We're dominating these teams around us at the minute. This is fantastic to see. I thought this would be a bit of a sticky patch coming up against 4 teams that were doing really, really well, but we performed brilliantly in the last game, and we've started off really, really bright in this match, and we're away from home as well, so that makes it even more spectacular for us. We are indeed Real Skegness. I've got a bit of a surprise for you all for next season as well. I'm not going to spoil it yet, but obviously we've only got a few games left, so I've been in touch with a good friend of mine on Twitter, who's been kind enough to do something for me for when we get into next season. I'll show you that when we get there. So, where are we? Croppers plays that forward. His defender's missed the header. Mitchell's through. It's 3-0. We are absolutely dominating. How wonderful is this to watch? Belper, I think, are drawing. I didn't get to have a look because Sheffield apparently want to start playing the game. Usher Shipway. Brilliant ball through to Adlard. Oh, what a finish! It's 4-0. Sheffield were second when we at the start of the day. Jesus. Maybe we're good enough to go up. I can't see Belper. Oh, they're drawing with Carlton. Fleming's long throw's not made it to one of our players this time. Oh, Flynn! What a rocket! It's 5-0 and it's not even half time. Yow! Jesus! Oh, Belper's 3-0 up now. That changed quickly. Absolutely fantastic, lads. If we can close that gap on Belper to a couple of points, we've still got them to play, so that could be the deciding thing for us. Mitchell, Anderson, it's Adlard. Unlucky. He's got his foot under that a little bit. Basingstoke are winning as well, but we've got them to play in the next episode, so I'm hoping that we can continue this bit of form. Next episode's obviously Basingstoke and Carlton Town, who are 2 more really good teams, but ooh, good save, Shebeck. I thought he'd save that, must have hit post. Yeah, they're dropping a bit further away from us now. Obviously we're on 58, whereas Carlton and Rugby are on 51 now, so we're 7 points clear of them. Whereas we were within 3 points of them before. Look at these ratings. I can't make any substitutions based on performances, that's for sure. These are purely based on trying to keep players fit. So I'm going to move... Actually, I'll move Anderson into middle, and then I'll bring Jamie Holmes on. I'll give Luke Hodgkinson a run out as well. And then don't want Cropper to get sent off, so Keno can go on. Triple sub, 15 minutes to go. We're 5-0 up. It shouldn't do any damage. I don't want Cropper to get a second yellow and get sent off. Anderson, unlucky. I've already got a long-term injury and lost my left back. I don't really want to lose my right back to a suspension unless he decides to sign for Nuneaton, which I'm fully expecting. We'll have to see what we can do, but it's clearly not affected us today, has it? We're 6 points into those playoffs now, second half was just sort of academic for us, really. So, if you've enjoyed that episode, please do leave a like down below. For me, that has been probably one of our best episodes for a long time. 2 fantastic performances against 2 really good teams. We dominated both of them, and even lost a couple of players in the second match before we went on to win 5-0. If you're new to the channel, please consider a subscription and turn on your notifications to keep up to date with my FM20 content. I'll catch you in the next episode.